All right. Yeah, right.
This is the science behind it.
Got it. Got it. It's recording. Okay, if you please do not mind when you get on, please mute yourself. I would appreciate that. Oh my goodness, there's so many of y'all on here. I'm so excited. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started out of respect for your time tonight. We're going to try our very best to keep this at 40 minutes. So, all right. So does everybody hear me? Is everything good? Thumbs up. Okay. All right. So thank you all for joining us tonight. We are thrilled to be about Reset. Everybody, please mute when you get on. I don't know how to, I cannot mute y'all. I cannot hit the button.
If you click participants, then at the bottom of the list, it says mute all.
Thank you. Thank you. Very smart person, you. Okay, but y'all can still hear me, right? Okay. All right. So we are thrilled to be sharing what we are learning about Reset. I was so grateful that these intelligent ladies agreed to join me on this call so that we could bring to you all a little bit more depth as to why so many, including the four of us, are seeing such remarkable changes with this system. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Andrea Stutt. I am an Emerald Ambassador. I've been with Plexus a little over 6 years. I have a bachelor's in nursing. But I also have been a homeschool mommy to my 7 sons for a little over 15 years, which means I am a questioner. I question everything. I want to know the why behind everything. So of course, when Plexus Reset came out and we were seeing phenomenal results, including myself, I wanted to know why. And so I asked these ladies if they would join me on this call to explain a little bit more in depth to you why this system is working so well for so many. I also want to mention, I have actually been an intermittent faster myself for almost 2 years now. I love the healing benefits of intermittent fasting. I am also all about health hacks, life hacks. And as a woman myself entering menopause, I'm turning 50 in less than 2 months. I want to work smarter, not harder. Can I get an amen? So I'm sure many of y'all listening understand exactly what I mean, which is what I love about Reset. I know many people love the idea of intermittent fasting, but find it difficult, so you shy away from it. So what is really cool about Plexus Reset is it is a fantastic alternative to restrictive fasting. It has a very balanced nutritional profile, strategically signals satiety, making it a hack, in my opinion, as it makes it much more simple to achieve the health benefits that fasting offers. And then you will see long-term results when you pair it, especially with one of our other Plexus systems, like our gut health system or one of our weight loss systems. So just a very, very brief overview for anybody brand new to this call. You don't know anything about Reset. Here is the box it comes in. It's very portable. You can take your products in your purse to work. You don't need to cook. You don't need to shop those days. Yay. It has 8 products that work together to reset your metabolism at a cellular level. It supports a healthy stress response, a healthy liver function, continues our mission of gut repair, healthy blood glucose metabolism, and supports cellular detoxification, which we all know helps toward aging, our immune system, inflammation, and more. So also following your reset, you will have a free access to a really cool platform of support called Plexus Pivotal. That's going to follow up with free nutrition and fitness plans. So it's really, really cool. But for tonight, our desire is to just peel back the layers of the why behind Reset. Why is it helping so many people not just lose water weight, but they're actually seeing fat loss and a rise in their metabolisms after the fact? I am thrilled to be able to discuss what I am affectionately calling the metabolism hacker. or hitting the reset button tonight with these three very, very intelligent ladies. I'm excited to hear from them. So we each have some sort of professional background in health or wellness care. So you're going to get to hear from fellow RN and Emerald Ambassador Lisa Knopfsinger. And then you're going to get to hear from holistic nutritional coach and Sapphire Ambassador Angie Atkinson. And then lastly, one of our favorite life coaches and podcasters who also wears the hat of certified nurse practitioner, Diamond Ambassador Brooke Knitz. Also, I want to make a note, if you have questions, you can type those in the chat and we will try at the end to answer some of those. So tonight, you're going to hear a lot of the science behind the ingredients, which is going to be a lot of fun, in my opinion, because I am an ingredient nerd, as well as our own experiences with Reset. But we would be remiss if we did not introduce you to this concept of how the system does so much more than just hack your metabolism, as there is a side of losing weight and or self-healing that is rooted in our mindset around food, the habits we have formed, and just the complexity of how we think about wellness. So on that note, Angie Atkinson, do you mind opening up that discussion and sharing your experience?
Thank you, Andrea. I would love to. I really did not expect that component of this. I was focused more on what's this going to do for my physical body. But my own journey, I have a history of eating disorder and a lot of mental disorders around food. And so for me, I had already done a lot of walking through the mindset issues with nutrition and repairing that. But what I got from Reset and what I'm hearing from my level ones, my customers, people who are doing the program as well, number one thing, an increased awareness around food. I have done my genetic testing. I have 6 prominent obesity genes. It is my largest ongoing health struggle. And so for me personally, despite eating healthfully, despite training for a half marathon, taking supplements regularly, all the things, weight and metabolism have always been a struggle for me. And I can show you months worth of logging in MyFitnessPal, my activities and my food intake, creating a deficit, and still I would gain weight. And what I realized with Reset from a mindset perspective is just because I was logging it in paper, you can't always boil it down to everybody being the same, right? So just because MyFitnessPal says that I need 15 or 1600 calories a day, my unique metabolism might only need 11 or 1200 unless I'm exercising more. And the cue for that for me was the fact that I was not hungry on this reset at all. And I know we're going to talk more about this, but that is partially because it puts the body in fat burn. But I just really gained that awareness of how much more food I had been eating than I probably needed to, just because the deficit showed on paper. It was like, no, I was not actually hungry. I was feeding myself anyways. And I have so many friends and family members who are saying the same. My friend who does CrossFit, she logs her macros and really pays attention. She's like, wow, these moments that I was snacking are so much more highlighted in my mind that I just didn't even realize, as a parent, you clean up a couple bites off your kid's plate, things like that, that you just may not have awareness around. So that is huge, just to have an increased awareness around and intuition towards what your body truly needs, and to feel that instead of just see it as a math equation. My favorite mindset shift that I have seen, but that I have gotten messages from people on my team that are in tears over, is just the confidence that they can stick to something and see it through, that they can do the hard things, because so many of us have tried programs in the past, whether it's a supplement program or most of us probably specific nutrition programs, right? Like there's so many things out there, the Mediterranean diet, the South Beach diet, the keto diet, all of these things, or even just eating more healthfully. that we try and we tell ourselves we're going to do this, and we try to make those good choices, but at the end of the day, sometimes we feel like we're failing. And so this 3-day reset rebuilds our confidence in ourselves to do the hard things. It empowers us to feel like we can do things. And that really, really creates that feeling of ability to follow through in a very short time frame, right? Because wins stack, they create momentum. And if you feel like you're winning, you're going to keep making winning choices. But when we feel like we're losing and we're not doing our best, that's when we reach for the second piece of chocolate cake, right? And so I think that has been the most powerful in terms of mindset shifts for people, is just the confidence and that empowering feeling of like, I did the hard thing. I did it for 3 full days. I did it as it was written on the box. And because I did that hard thing, it means I can keep doing hard things every single day. And as we do them every single day, we form habits, and all of a sudden the hard things get easier, right? Like, how many of us maybe struggled initially to stay consistent with our triplex? And how many of us now would never dream of missing a day with triplex, right? And so as we do these things more consistently, we build our belief in ourselves, and it feels easier and easier over time. So that is a benefit that comes with this system that I think not many people saw coming. So that touches a little bit on the mindset, but I know most of you are here to hear breakdown on product ingredients, the nitty-gritty details, the nerdy details, how these products work in the body, why they work, what they're doing. So I'm going to hand this off to Lisa Hofsinger. She's going to get us started on some of that, and have your pen and pencil ready to take notes.
Hey guys, hey, I'm Lisa. So I have been a nurse for 22 years, if you don't know, and this whole Plexus thing really blew my mind 7 years ago when I started, because they never taught us in nursing school about gut health, about blood sugar balance, about addressing inflammation. No one ever talked about that. And I'm not sure. Of course, I went to nursing school 25 years ago, which is like a lifetime ago. And who knows what they're teaching them now? I don't know. But hopefully we're getting back to some more holistic teachings and practices, I hope, because our healthcare right now is just, it's not in a good place, is it? So, but I digress. So I get to talk about the first 2 products that you are going to take. If you haven't taken any of the products yet, but you have your box and you're ready to go, let's talk about the first 2 things you're going to get. So the very first thing, you're going to open up your orange box, which Andrea showed you. And then the first day looks like this. You turn it over, and it has all the instructions on here. You open it up, and everything you need is inside. Just like Andrea said, put it in your purse, take it with you. No excuses of why you can't do this on the road, at the soccer field, wherever you are. You can take this with you. It is portable. So I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor. We're going to talk about hydrate. That's the first thing, is lemon lime hydrate. That's the first thing that you take first thing in the morning when you wake up. So put in the comments a number 1, and be honest. We are in a safe space here. If the first thing, whether now or before Plexus, if the first thing you do when you wake up is to grab a warm cup of coffee, and you have your cute little mug with your froth on top, like I learned how to make froth out of heavy whipping cream, and it makes it all frothy and fun, and a cute mug. And you have, you tell the kids, like during the summer on the so Mommy's having quiet time, so you have your coffee. After Plexus, I didn't need it, but it was out of habit, and I liked it. I liked the way that it felt. It was just my go-to every morning. And maybe if you're not a coffee drinker, you like a Dr. Pepper in the morning, or a Coke, or Mountain Dew. I don't know. But whatever it is, we usually wake up, and that's the first thing we want to do, is just wake up, right? This is a great way to wake up. These are electrolytes. It's a great way. It's a better way to wake up than coffee. And I'm going to tell you why. And not even during the reset, which Plexus is brilliant, because we have brilliant scientists and doctors and NASA physicists, like NASA physicians, that help us out. And so they are just so brilliant, and they realize that the first thing you need is electrolytes. So when you drink coffee in the morning, or any source of caffeine first thing in the morning, what it's going to do is it's going to raise your cortisol levels. And if you don't know, cortisol is not our friend most times. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and it does a lot of things that our body doesn't need, especially first thing in the morning. High cortisol levels can lead to anxiety, depression, headaches, problems with memory, concentration, GI issues. Hello, that's what we're all about, is GI health, gut health, trouble sleeping, and this reset. Most people are wanting to know about weight gain, or weight loss. And so that is what caffeine can rob you of, is it's going to give you all of these issues, and you're just going to think, well, I'm just getting older, or I'm stressed, but why? This is why we're breaking this down and getting to the root. So that's why they're genius by saying, don't fill your body first thing with caffeine. Let's fill it with electrolytes. So the caffeine first thing, it's going to release cortisol. This is going to immediately stunt your hormone production, which hormones, it affects everything. The liver's going to, and we're going to talk about liver later, about detox, but liver's going to step in to break down those, the sugar stores. It's going to use it for energy because you're stressed, right? With the cortisol levels going up with the caffeine. And so what's going to happen is these sugar stores are going to be dumped in to combat the stress levels caused by the release of the cortisol. So what happens? Your blood sugar goes up. Sometimes you get jittery, and then you're going to have a crash when your blood sugar drops. And so what do? You repeat the cycle. A few hours later, you reach for another, or maybe 30 minutes later, you reach for another cup, or you reach for Dr. Pepper or whatever it is. And then in the afternoon, mid-afternoon, that's when we have the crash a lot of times. And that's when we're going to reach for a Snickers bar or a latte at Starbucks, whatever it is that we feel like we need that afternoon pick-me-up. So it starts in the morning. So it is important what we fill our bodies with. Caffeine also depletes your body of calcium and magnesium. And I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. So did you know that most of us already wake up in a state of dehydration? Hopefully, my friends, you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, hopefully. But if you're not, maybe that needs to be a goal, especially during the reset. So when we're sleeping 7 to 8 hours, we're not drinking gallons of water right before we go to bed. So usually a couple hours before we go to bed, we stop drinking water anyway. So let's imagine 8, 9, 10 hours of not drinking at all during the night. And when we wake up, usually we're depleted of hydration, of electrolytes, of all the good stuff. And so plain water is good. It's not bad, but it's even better if we have electrolytes, because what are electrolytes doing? They're regulating our muscle and nerve function and metabolism. Hello, that's a big word for us for this reset. Helps with our blood pressure, our brain and our heart health, and it improves bone health. So that's where it's important that we don't have caffeine in the morning, because it does deplete your bones of calcium and magnesium. So the caffeine robs your body of that. So now going to my next page of notes here. Okay, so without electrolytes, it says that your cells have trouble self-regulating. Y'all, our bodies are amazing. God created our bodies to be, usually, in most cases, not always, but a lot of times, self-sufficient. If we give it the right things that it needs, if we can restore the things that have been depleted from it, there's a lot of natural root causation for a lot of the health issues that we have, but we're looking for fast fixes. So that's what we're trying to tell you of the root issue, the reason behind we're doing what we're doing, because yes, 3 days, we want some results, but we also want to look long-term. Basic body functions can be thrown off when we don't start our bodies out with electrolytes, or we don't have electrolytes throughout the day, period. It's so key. So electrolytes are going to jumpstart your morning. You naturally lose fluids simply by breathing or sweating during the night. You're going to lose fluids. So that's going to dehydrate you as well. So while you're sleeping, all this is happening. So especially for you mouth breathers, for you snorers, that's me, and for those who have sleep apnea, my husband. So you're going to be more dehydrated if those things are going on as well. So in addition, this is for free, you guys. If you have a warm bedroom, that's going to lead to extra fluid loss during the night. So try to sleep in a cool bedroom. Also, I'm sorry to tell you, alcohol can exacerbate dehydration. So you may want to cut that out as well if you're having issues with dehydration. So the hydrate for me, I like the blueberry acai. I like it, but I think lemon lime is probably my favorite. But I do like both. But some symptoms of electrolyte imbalance is confusion, fatigue, muscle weakness, headache, constipation, and mood changes. Y'all, I don't need any help in the mood change department. So I need to have some balanced mood. So I need to get these electrolytes in. So hydrate. You guys, it only has 1 carb, no sugar. It's only 10 calories, no junk, no fillers, no preservative, nothing artificial. It's good stuff. It has coconut water, watermelon powder. It's sweetened with stevia, which is the only natural plant-based sweetener ever. And then aloe vera. So there's some really good stuff in there to hydrate you. There are so many benefits to hydration. We want to make sure that the things that we're putting in our body are clean and that are good for us. So this is one of them. So start your day with the hydrate. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, the next thing is your breakfast. And it's called Lean Whey. This is the milk chocolate. The Reset does not come with the vegan yet. I don't know if they will have that option, but for right now, it's lean whey. If you can't have whey, if you can't have milk products, if you can find a friend that has the vegan, you can swap that out. Okay, but it just doesn't come in the box yet. So lean protein, lean whey has tons of protein and it's so good. You guys, I don't know what they did to it. They reformulated it. So it's like less sugar, less fat, less carbs, less calories, but more protein. And to me, it tastes even better. I don't know why, but it tastes so good. Okay, so protein during fasting is key. And we are fasting. It's a metabolic fast. It's a nutritionally dense fast, but we're still fasting. So why is protein so important? First of all, this is a higher quality protein because it's whey, and it is 21 grams of protein. If you have a non-fat milk added to it instead of water, you're going to have 30 grams of protein. That is huge, huge, huge. Okay, so why is protein important, especially during a fast, but long-term as well? But why is it important during a fast? First of all, it's going to help reduce your appetite and your hunger levels. This is key for fasting because it's already hard not to be able to grab, those donuts or those Doritos. So we want to be able to reduce our hunger. How can we do that? With good quality protein. And this has a lot in it. And we're going to talk about more protein. This is not the only protein you're going to get. This is just in the breakfast, in the lean shake. So there's 3 macronutrients, or maybe you've heard the word macros. It's fats, carbs, and protein. But studies show that protein is by far the most filling. So we're starting our day off right, the electrolytes and with protein. So it's going to help you feel fuller with less food because that's what protein does. This is partly because protein is going to decrease your hunger hormone called ghrelin, Ghrelin. Makes me think of gremlin, but ghrelin. The higher your levels of ghrelin, the hungrier you're going to get. So you want to reduce those hormone levels of ghrelin. And that's what the protein is going to help you to do. The second thing is it's good for your bones. Just so you know, protein is good for your bones. Third thing, it's going to reduce cravings and desire for what? Late night snacking. You guys, it is a habit. So many of us late night snack, and that is a habit that this reset for me was really eye-opening because I would go to grab something after dinner and I'm like, wait, I'm not hungry. Why am I grabbing this? It doesn't make any sense. It's habit. We can break habits. So this is a great way to help propel you to do that. The protein is going to reduce cravings and desire for late night snacking. So it's important to have protein throughout the day. And these other ladies are going to talk about other protein sources. But breakfast especially is going to have a powerful effect against cravings and late night snacking, where the most of us have trouble with this. So it's important to start your day with a good high quality protein. The whey protein is called isolate. And so this is a purified version of a protein concentrate powder. So it has 90% or more of straight protein. So this is really huge. And the more protein, the better. It's bioavailable, 23 bioavailable minerals and vitamins. And you guys, when something's bioavailable, that means that it's easier for our body to, some of us don't have to break it down, and we can absorb it a lot better. So that is really good. I love that Plexus is just so brilliant whenever they come up with things that are good for us and easier for us to digest, easier on our GI system. Okay, so wrapping this up. So this is what you've been waiting for. Protein is so good because it's going to boost your metabolism and increase fat burning. That is what most women want, that, right? So eating in general can boost your metabolism. So whenever you say, oh, I'm just going to eat a little bit every few hours and that's going to boost my metabolism, it's going to trick my metabolism into burning lots of fat. It can boost your metabolism and burn calories because your body uses calories to digest and make use of the nutrients in the foods. But if your foods are not nutrients, then it's you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot there if you have health goals. So this is known as the thermic effect of food. I know that's a little nerdy, but not all foods are the same in regards of this. So in fact, protein has a much higher thermic effect than fat and carbs. So the other two parts of the three macros. The protein is going to be shown to significantly boost metabolism and increase the number of calories that you burn. So some research suggests that, the higher the protein that you take in, you can actually burn up to 260 more calories than low protein. I won't squabble with that, but it kind of makes sense. The more protein you eat, the more calories you burn and the more fat you burn. So, and the last thing, and this is free, is it's going to help you stay fit as we age. So one of the consequences of aging is that our muscles gradually weaken just over time with age. And so we need to eat more protein, lift weights. We need to have some sort of resistance exercise. That is so key. You guys, also in my office, OBGYN, we have a lot of women with osteoporosis. Some of the things that you can do for that is weight resistance. So that's really good. So the last thing I'll say is that the Whey Lean has in water, it's only 140 calories, 12 carbs, 3 grams of sugar. I already told you about the 21 grams of protein. And then if you add the 8 ounces of non-fat milk, it's 230 calories, 24 carbs, 15 grams of clean sugar, because sugar can be plant-based and natural, and then 30 grams of protein. So that is your first two things that you're going to have every day. And that's why it's important. So next we're going to talk about some more products that come in your box, and Sweet Angie is going to take over from here.
Thank you, Lisa. So I'm going to talk about the next two products in the box. The third product that you have in the day is Slim Hunger Control. And Slim is, it was originally formulated for diabetics, but as we're finding, everybody these days has blood sugar issues to some degree. Lisa talked a lot about protein. I have been working in a holistic nutrition office for 11 years now. And the first dietary change that we have people make is we have them eat protein first thing in the morning. And it's blood sugar reasons, you guys, because our blood sugar is the most sensitive in the morning that it will be all day. We grew up with that model of eat toast and your oatmeal and orange juice for breakfast. Like that is so many carbs right at the time of day when our blood sugar is very, very sensitive. And so that, I think, is why it's important for many people to time your Slim in the morning, because chromium is the super important mineral in Slim, and chromium supports stable blood sugar. It helps reduce cravings. It helps encourage the body to burn fat for fuel. It can lessen detox as you transition from a higher carb diet to a lower carb diet, because it's encouraging the body to burn fat for fuel. And it helps the body actually produce more beta hydroxybutyrate, which is a ketone that can be used for fuel in the body in the absence of readily available carbs and sugars. So it's really, really beautiful with that. It also contains ALA, or alpha lipoic acid, which is beautiful. It helps reduce diabetic neuropathy. It's good for your nerve health, good for your nervous system. It protects against damage to your cells long-term. Remember, we're talking about cellular benefits. Slim absolutely has those. I see in the chat, we have questions about Slim and thyroid medication. It does need to be separated from most thyroid medications by a couple hours. but it can still be one of the first things that you put in your body, and you can still see benefit from that. If you have questions and concerns that way, obviously have a conversation with your physician, because everybody's thyroid meds are just a little bit different. And so it's important to know that. The Slim Hunger Control also has some really great fiber content to it, which helps keep you full. And I know that that's why they made the choice for that one with this specific reset, because that's what we're wanting. We're wanting to feel full throughout this entire process. The next product is the collagen bone broth. And I'm so excited that Andrea asked me to touch on bone broth, because I have been using bone broth. I got to hear Sally Fallon speak in 2013 at a nutrition health conference. She is one of the main proponents of bone broth, and worked a lot with the Nourishing Traditions and Weston A. Price Foundation on gut health. And so I learned about the benefits of bone broth a long, long time ago. And so I was so excited to see it incorporated into this program. 20 grams of protein, and it is so absorbable. Like, your body can use 100% of those 20 grams. We talked about bioavailability. This is bioavailable. It also contains, bone broth has magnesium, calcium, collagen, phosphorus, silicon, sulfur, trace minerals, all of them in liquid form. Again, so they're easily digestible. And it's from beef and bovine in this one. But those nutrients specifically provide the benefit of strong bones, a strong immune system, healthy joints, better workout recovery, and they help heal and seal the lining of our gut. And so that has so many long-term benefits. As you know, I mean, gut health benefits, our mood benefits, seasonal allergies, digestive concerns, all of these things fall under that umbrella of gut health that we talk about on a daily basis. And this product contributes to that beautifully while giving us protein and helping us stay full. I will be honest with you guys. I make my own bone broth at home. So I am like super, super picky on taste with bone broth. The first time I had this stuff, I was not in love with it. But by the time I finished my second reset, which was yesterday, I had figured exactly what I wanted to do to it to make it taste super good, which I added salt, pepper, a little bit of cumin, a lot of turmeric. And I thought that was a beautiful combination. There's a lot of suggestions out there, but if you're not in love with the taste, know that you can add seasonings to get it to where you really do love it. And I think for me, I was just like, man, my broth's not quite that bland. But so those are those next two products. And I just want to throw in, you know, I don't have the medical credentials that some of these ladies do. What I have is I look at function in the body. I look at how does the body process these ingredients over time, and how does that contribute to our long-term health? And I was so skeptical when I first heard about Plexus, because I had been looking for another business opportunity to go hand in hand with the office I was working in. And I just could not find a company who put ingredients in their products that I could comfortably stand behind and put my name on, because I already had built a reputation locally as, you know, a nutrition health coach. And so I heard about Plexus and I waited 6 months, and finally I asked for a sample and was ready to do the digging and research the ingredients. And that was when I was just blown away at truly how, yes, scientifically we can support these products, but holistically they are amazing as well. Like Lisa said, no fillers, no artificial sweeteners, no dyes. Plexus does not put the junk in their products. And that's how I have been able to be excited to stand behind these products for 6 years and be excited about these new products that we're incorporating in as tools for people. So I'm going to hand it off now to Brooke Knitz, and she is going to talk about the next two products in the box.
Thank you, Angie. Quite honestly, you guys, I may have the credentials. Angie's far smarter than I am. Like, when you think about these things, like, her nutrition knowledge far exceeds mine. So I want to tell you, when I first heard this was a fast, I was like, you're punking me, right? Because you guys, the first day I couldn't even get all the stuff in. I was stuffed and I was full. And I'm like, what do you mean fast? Because in my mind, I have this thought like that fast is starving and deprivation. And by the way, disclaimer, I just want you guys to know, I'm going to talk about real life here for a second, because that's pretty much who I am. but I'm sitting against an emergency exit that I hope nobody leaves. My AC was not working. We ran away from home, and I just sat through and watched my kids eat beautiful brick oven pizza. And I didn't take a bite of that. And I'll talk about why that's so effective, because I'm on day 3 of my reset and I had the willpower to say no. None of this was planned. I wasn't going to be sitting against an emergency exit running away from home because my AC needs to be looked at. Okay. So you can do this too. Like when you think you can do hard things, you can do all of those things while you're resetting and you won't die. Okay. So the 2 products that I'm going to talk about tonight, if barring nobody comes through this door, is the Active and the Smart Snack. So I could tell you all the things about it, but what you guys have already picked up is that Plexus put powerhouse ingredients in this package. Like, you know, it's good, you know, it's good for you. And so the Smart Snack is a bar. You get to chew something, you get to eat something. And I'm going to tell you my favorite part, and it might sound corny and silly. It has these little crisps in it, you guys. It has texture that you get to chew on, and it feels like you're eating like a candy bar or something. And I'll tell you, I've reset 3 times, and I'm going to talk about that as well. The first time was while we were doing it as a Plexus company, and it was a secret. It was part of a study. We had to turn in, you know, our results and videotape everything. So that was the first time I did it. I didn't like the bar on day 1. I was like, oh, this is kind of gross. I don't really know about this. But you guys, my food habits, my nutrition is not on point like Angie Atkinson's. Okay. Like that girl is thebomb.com and puts beautiful ingredients in her body. I don't do that regularly because although I've done Plexus for 7 years, I still have, you know, an inkling for, you know, some sugar once in a while and some carbs once in a while and the things that I shouldn't eat, but I didn't know how to say no. Now that is significantly decreased, but I still had the mental argument of like, 1 cookie, yeah, it's got oatmeal and peanut butter. Sure, Brooke, that'd be okay. You can do that. You'll do some push-ups later. It'll be fine. I had a mental argument about everything in my brain to rationalize why I should or should not eat the cookie. Okay. So that Smart Snack, I was like, I don't know. By day 2, I'm like, this is pretty good. By day 3, I was looking forward to it. And I remember messaging the gals in the blind study saying, you guys, what has happened to me? Like, I'm craving this thing that on day 1, I wasn't sure that I liked. I experienced my taste buds changing and my palate changing before my very eyes on my first reset. Now, today is day 3 of my 3rd reset. So I've done it 3 times over the last 3 months, and you can do it monthly. If that's according to your goals, where I know the company's recommending like quarterly, but you're not going without. There's nothing depriving about this. You're getting 67, 70 plus grams of protein if you're adding milk to that shake. So you're not going without, and it's a body kind fast because you are basically putting perfect nutrition in your body. And to be real honest, I'm not sure my body'd ever experience that. Okay. So that Smart Stack, I'm being really honest, was the first thing I was talking about. And that's kind of your late evening. Okay. So that comes, after other things. And then Active. Okay. And then also Active. And so Active is something that I've enjoyed and loved for some time. I love Active for a lot of reasons. Active gives you mental clarity. It gives you energy. It has some anti-inflammatory effects. It has a beautiful S7 blend. I won't bore you with what's in it exactly, but this ingredient blend has the ability to detoxify and do beautiful things in your body. I just think it tastes good. My kids think it tastes good. My kids drink it as a pre-workout, and it makes you feel good. It makes you not want to snack. It makes you have mental clarity. It boosts nitric oxide in your body. Think more oxygen delivery. So you get more out of your workout. You have a faster recovery. There is nothing that is not awesome about Actives. So, I mean, again, my teenagers drink it. I've seen, this is so non-compliant, but kids drink it for mental clarity and focus before they go to school, if they have attention issues, right, or focus issues. So those are the 2 products that I was talking about. But real quick, I want to tell you about, again, tonight. So I'm here, displaced from my home. It's 103 degrees, sitting in the shade against this door that I hope doesn't pop open. And my family went to Brick Oven Pizza and they're like, can we do that? And I said, sure. They're like, you okay with that? I'm like, totally okay. I'm not hungry. I'm committed to doing this. The first time I wasn't sure because I've never really done anything like this before. The second time made me believe I could do anything. And this third time I'm like, this is amazing. This is the first time out of all 3 y'all. So if this is your first time or you haven't done it yet, this fast is the first time that I have not walked to a cabinet or to the refrigerator looking aimlessly for something when I wasn't hungry, which tells me how much I had habits around just mindlessly seeking out food when it wasn't for fuel. So my thoughts around eating have significantly changed to the point that I am down 5 pounds overall. And I want you to know, I have traveled 3 out of the last 5 weeks. I'm in a gym, in a hotel room most weekends with my kids, eating meals on the go. And I've maintained a 5-pound weight loss. And we were at the lake for a week, and I didn't have a desire to eat the cookies and the donuts and the things that were on the counter around me. I have realized that I do have control over food. I am not a slave to my cravings. And I didn't think I had an issue with food to begin with. Okay. It's amazing. But I realized I had 2 hobbies: eating food and thinking about what I was going to eat next, period. So what I have learned about myself is significant and goes far beyond this, but the changes in my palate and my taste buds and the things that I don't want that are easy to pass up and say no to, this is such a teaching tool beyond the metabolic reset. It's so much. So that being said, I could go on forever, but I'm gonna stop there and pass it on to Andrea Stutt to finish us out. And thank y'all for bearing with me out here in the elements and the noise.
Thank you, Brooke. That was, I'm glad that everything worked out well there. Or did you share, did I miss it? Did you share about being on the product board?
Forgot. I wonder why. I'm like displaced without all my stuff. Okay.
It's
So
okay.
no, I'm glad you reminded me. So I got to be part of that private trial because for this last year, I served on Plexus's, we call it our R&D, research and development focus group. So that means that I was on a focus group with other brand ambassadors from across the country and Canada. And we were on there with, corporate employees and our Plexus scientists. And so I got to be part of conversations as this was developing. So, it's been neat to hear it spoken about. They would come to us and ask us questions like, what about this ingredient? What is the field going to think about this? What are your consumers or team going to feel about this? And we got to give feedback and watch this being developed. And so one thing when I said they were going to talk about ingredients, I was like, you guys, I don't do research anymore. Like when I first joined Plexus, I looked up everything because I was so skeptical. Even though I was eating like a pound bag of Twizzlers and drinking a gallon of Diet Coke every day, like I needed to make sure this was safe to put it in my body, right? I'm such a hypocrite. So that's what I was doing. And I've come to realize that I trust Plexus. There is so much integrity in the development of the products. There's so much wisdom at the top that our products and development and our scientists and our company are just so full of integrity that I didn't do my research on some of this stuff because I just know that what they put out is going to be top notch and quality. So I got to be part of that. It was a privilege to be part of it. And I mean, like I'm resetting and not telling my team that I'm not eating for 3 days and doing all this stuff secretly. And then it was so exciting to get to do it alongside the Diamonds in the beginning of May. And then I was ecstatic when the rest of the world got to purchase. So I've been telling everybody who will listen about Reset because it's fabulous. It's a game changer. It will springboard your journey into gut health. Like literally the gymnast that runs down the runway, springboard up onto, that's what you get to do. You don't have to take 6 or 8 weeks the way that we did back in the day. I know, back in the day, like 5 weeks ago before Reset, where we like had to like take our products. You still get to do that, but this is going to give you such a jump start to where you want to be. And I'm just so happy for everybody. I'm so happy. So I hope that like is what I was supposed to be talking.
Yeah, it was good. No, I wanted you to share that because I thought that's like kind of like behind the curtain information that I love. So, all right, well, I'm just going to finish up with the last 2 products that you're going to be consuming each day. The first in the evening is the collagen soup. It's like the tomato herb soup. Okay, so true story. I thought this was a little bit spicy. Like it was a little bit spicy to me, but I'm sensitive to spice. So, but I loved it. Here's the deal. I make my own bone broth like Angie. I do it with the chicken feet and everybody knows I talk about it and I post pictures of me with my chicken feet because of chicken feet are rich in collagen. And so I will say this was much easier than boiling my chicken feet. And I think the reality is most people don't want to boil chicken feet like I do. So what I loved is you are getting some of the best things you can get if you're fasting and reaching for health goals, but it's so convenient. So, you just pop this in with some hot water and your little frother or Vitamix and you're good to go. I thought it was super tasty. Honestly, they've talked a lot about collagen. You're talking this soup, lean collagen. Okay. Lean protein is what you want. 20 grams. Did you know that collagen is one of the most satiating proteins out there too? So just like keep that in mind. I will tell you, after you finish the reset, I recommend continuing to drink bone broth. I really do. I drink usually 2 or 3 cups of bone broth a day on a normal day because I'm almost 50. There's that. I do work out and I want to maintain my muscle. And honestly, it's an easy way to get a lot of protein in. It just is, like, instead of eating. So I like it. I drink it like a mug of hot coffee, honestly. You do acquire a taste for it. So, okay. Okay. So collagen also. So what I did was I wrote down the ingredients and how they support fat loss, because I am super fascinated with the fat loss aspect of this fast, guys, because I mentioned, and I'm going to kind of tell this little story. I've been doing intermittent fasting now for going on 2 years. And I have never lost, I lost 5.5 pounds with the 3-day reset. I have been stuck. I'm in a good weight, guys. I'm not focused on my weight, but I have not budged on the scale in years. Okay. So I was shocked that I lost 5.5 pounds. Okay. Just want to say that. So I was fast and my jeans were looser down on my legs. Like, it wasn't just in my tummy. It was in areas that I tend to kind of collect fat. That's like where I kind of hold, we all have areas we hold on to fat, right? Like, we all have our spots. That's my spot. And my jeans I normally wear were loose in that area. And I noticed that. And so that's when my little antenna went up and I'm like, this isn't just water weight. This is like more. So I wanted to know, like, why are these ingredients like actually burning fat, you know? And so collagen supports fat loss. So y'all need to know it. So all your people that say, can I just skip the soup or skip the broth? I mean, I'm like, why would you do that? I mean, I understand you may not love the taste, but like, it's supporting fat loss and you want to do that. It reduces your blood sugar fluctuations. It helps you to not have hangry episodes. It also helps with inflammation. And guys, we all know chronic inflammation, chronic stress on the body makes us have belly fat. Okay. Because of how it keeps our cortisol levels higher. Okay. So anything that we can do to reduce cortisol levels and inflammation, we need to be doing it because it's automatically going to be helping with our weight loss efforts. Okay. So that's all I have about the collagen. And then last but not least is the very unique product we have called Restore. You take it in the evening before you go to bed, either with cold water, seltzer water. People are doing it all kinds of ways, or hot water, like a shot, which is the way I chose to drink it. But what I love about it, this is the powerhouse product. It's probably my favorite product when I looked at the ingredients, to be honest. It has some fantastic ingredients that not only support fat loss, but also supports our body's defenses against environmental toxins. So, all of the ingredients in it work together to support a healthy gut, maintain healthy blood glucose levels, work in different ways to boost your metabolism or fat loss, woohoo, but also works in a way that via the gut-brain axis to support a healthy stress response to avoid feeling hungry. So there is a reason behind the ingredients, which is what I've always loved about Plexus. And when I've researched the ingredients, I'm always like, man, like, they are so brilliant. The ingredients they put together, it's like they all work together and it's just so cool. Okay. So I'm going to run down the ingredients really fast because we're getting long. Hibiscus, it has an anti-obesity effect, guys. There's multiple peer-reviewed trials you can find on how it inhibits obesity and fat accumulation. Okay. Yeast hydrolysate also controls the sensation of hunger through the gut-brain axis. It also reduces body weight and abdominal fat accumulation. Once again, magnolia bark is next. It's an adaptogenic herb. It's adaptogens. Those are super important if you're not familiar with adaptogens. They are plants that help you respond to stress, anxiety, fatigue. Plexus Restore has 2 plant-based ingredients, magnolia and berberine. Both are adaptogenic in nature, support a healthy stress response in your body. They are rich in phenolic compounds that contribute to stress and cortisol lowering benefits. Once again, think abdominal fat, guys. Okay, also modulates the gut microbiome in a healthy way, and your serotonin and dopamine. So helps with, and when you combine that with ginger, which comes next, it actually can help with depression. Now, this is my own research. Plexus did not provide this. I researched the ingredients. So just, I want to make a note of that. Berberine. It stimulates autophagy. Autophagy is part of like a lot of reasons why a lot of people do intermittent fasting, is to stimulate autophagy, which is basically the taking out of the trash, the garbage in your body. Okay. There are things, different things that stimulate autophagy. Good sleep is one. So that's why sleep is so important for weight loss, guys. Exercise is one. Fasting is one, but then there's also different things you can consume that stimulate autophagy, and berberine is one of those things, which is exciting. Let's see, I'm going to have to skip. There's so much about berberine. I just had too much information. If anybody wants my PDF with links, I can give it to you if you're a complete product nerd like me. Okay. And then ginger. Ginger also helps you lose weight. It also stimulates autophagy. So once again, take that trash out, get those toxins out. Promotes feelings of fullness, improves your blood sugar regulation. It reduces the amount of fat that your gut absorbs. How cool is that? And increases thermogenesis, so that fat burning once again. And then peppermint leaf powder. Also, it promotes healthy digestion, boosts your metabolism. Bang, it's awesome. I'm just like, they thought of everything, honestly. Spinach extract. Thylakoids from spinach extract suppress the activity of lipase, which is an enzyme that digests fat. So it helps delay fat digestion. It's so cool, the stuff that they put in here. Okay, and then spirulina. Lastly, I'm going to stop there. Spirulina. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It helps toward weight loss, and I could go down the mechanism of that, but in very short, it helps to get rid of visceral fat and fat accumulation. It also improves your satiety, which helps with your appetite, so you feel full and satisfied. Spirulina. And all of those things are very supportive to your liver, and your liver is a major detoxifying organ that gets the fat out of your body also. So that's all for Restore. So do not skip Restore, even if it's not your favorite. All right. So, and I will, yeah, y'all can just message me, private message me on Facebook. My name's Andrea Stutt, and I can send you the PDF, because I'm not going to probably be able to keep up with all your names. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close the call. Someone asked if we were going to get it in Canada. That was one of the questions. Does anybody happen to know inside scoop information when that's going to happen? Okay.
I have some friends that are in Canada, and I know that they're doing it right now. So they're
yeah, they could get it. Not they can. What is it called?
They're promoting.
What's it called? There's the word. They can't. There's a word. There's like a 3 letters. I'm going to say NFP, but that's Natural Family Planning. That's not the right NFR. Thank you. I have 7 kids. I know it. Y'all know what Natural Family Planning is. Okay. Okay. All right. So, and then someone asked, hydrate. Do we have to worry about hydrate interacting with thyroid meds? I don't know that there's anything in it that would. I know with Slim, it's the chromium that can affect the thyroid medication's absorption. But
also calcium. You don't want to have anything with calcium with your thyroid medication. Now, if you're taking a natural thyroid medication, they say that it's fine, but still, just to be on the safe side, whether you're taking a synthetic Synthroid or levothyroxine, or you're taking like a natrothyroid or something that's a natural thyroid medication, you still want to separate it from all supplementation, just to be on the safe side.
That's
especially
good.
because of calcium too.
I think in the end, you need to consult with your pharmacist with your medication. I would just tell you that, just to be on the safe side. Show them the ingredients. All right. Well, thank y'all for coming tonight. We appreciate your time. And I hope y'all have a blessed rest of your Thursday. All right. Y'all take care.